evening, everybody. Welcome to Creating Space. This is Lali Reyes from Online Healing Community, and today we will talk about healing through transpersonal hypnotherapy. I'm joining you from Singapore, and today our guest is from Bangkok, Thailand. She's a clinical hypnotherapist, a transpersonal healing practitioner, and a doctor in mental health nursing. Everyone, I'd like you to welcome Dr. Sarah Jane Racal.
Hello, good
Hi,
evening.
Sarah. Good
Hi, Lali.
evening.
Nice to meet you again. And I'd like to
Yes,
greet everyone. Good evening. Are we live? Is
yes,
this
we're
it?
live. Yes,
Okay. Hello po sa lahat. Thank you for having me tonight.
Sarah, thank you for saying yes to this conversation. For you to talk about healing through hypnotherapy to a lot of people. So, kamusta ka muna before we start? How are you?
Nervous? Using social media. Well, other than this, all is well. Thank you for asking. And kamusta ka?
I'm good. Kinakabahan din, but yeah, I'm good. Thank you. Okay, so before we start this conversation, let's ground this discussion. So, can you please tell what is hypnotherapy for all those who are not aware of this?
Okay, so hypnotherapy is a healing modality that focuses mainly on the subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, we have this conscious mind and we have this subconscious mind. So, we have different forms of therapies and modalities. Hypnotherapy focuses on the subconscious mind, which is at least 90% of what's running our mind and what's running our lives. So, sige pa, pwede pa?
Go.
Push pa. So,
Yes.
like, if you're familiar with
Enlighten
brain
us.
wave, because I like to have space for questions later on.
Yes,
If we
yes.
can describe it further, we have brain waves. So we have delta, theta, alpha, beta, gamma brain waves.
Mm-hmm.
So hypnotherapy is a way for us to enter the alpha and theta brain waves. It's where healing happens. It's where, like, it's a brain wave that you get when you're in meditation, for example, or it's also when you're half asleep, half awake state.
Mm-hmm.
It's that part. So hypnotherapy takes you to that part of your mind. And I'll
Okay.
explain further when there are more questions about it.
Okay, so just what Sarah said to all our viewers or listeners, type in your questions so Dr. Sarah Jane Racal will be able to answer all your queries about healing, about mental health issues, about transpersonal hypnotherapy and healing. All right. So, more on the subconscious mind. And then I recognize na yung transpersonal hypnotherapy mo, hindi siya yung usual na trans na TRANS. You're using the trans na TRANCE. Why is it? May difference ba yun?
The spelling, right? So TR instead
Oo.
of ANS. Yeah, I opened this up to you earlier. It's just like I wanted to highlight the word trance, and the trance state is a state where we enter this alpha and theta brain waves. And
Okay.
just there's just so many things that can happen there when you are in that brain wave. So you get more creative. You have this state of imagination. You're trying to envision a future for yourself and the life that you want. So there's just so many things happening there. So kaya ganyan ang spelling. It doesn't really matter.
Okay. Pero di ba, because to all our viewers, actually, Sarah is my therapist. I've done hypnotherapy sessions with her. And at first, I didn't think na maaabot ko yung level na yon that the one that you call theta.
Yeah, theta alpha brainwave.
Yon. And you have this special skill of allowing people to go to that space and really heal them. So how do you do it?
Oh, all hypnosis is actually self hypnosis.
Okay.
So you took what happened with us is that I gave you some you heard some words and then you took yourself there. Ikaw yun eh. You process that and we enter in this state several times in a day. Like the moment we wake up, we're in that state. That
Mm-hmm.
very second before we sleep, we're in that state. When we're driving, minsan we're in that state. When we are daydreaming, we're in that state. When we are dancing and lost in the tune of music, and we're listening to music, or we're creating art, we're in that state. So whether we know it or not, we're entering in that state several times a day. And
Okay.
I I'm a firm believer that the healer is actually within you.
Actually. Mm-mm.
If I may quote the Bible nga, the kingdom of heaven is within you. So there's the wisdom that you need, the healing that you need, the guidance and the inspiration that you need. It's actually inside you, Lali. So what I did was to just turn your gaze from outside to inside.
Yeah. I felt that. Yes. Actually,
That's
that's very powerful. Later, we'll discuss more about hypnotherapy. Pero I just want to ask, what led you to this modality, to hypnotherapy, to
okay. What led me
transpersonal?
to doing this practice?
Yes.
Never did I think, Lali, that I'll be doing this. I don't know if said it in the earlier interviews with Karen. Na in the beginning I did not want to do this because, like, with my background as a trained practitioner, actually I'm assigned also in mental health, like as a nurse, and also my PhD is there and my research is there, and I haven't heard of hypnotherapy. So for me, ano siya, ano yon, voodoo. Uh, Voodoo siya, like evil siya. It's against the teachings of the church, and hindi siya, parang ano siya, basta spell or whatever.
Wow.
Uh, what happened before is I was in the midst of my mental health crisis, and I didn't know where to go. Even if I was in the middle of a mental health community, I felt like I have nowhere to go and I don't know where to ask for help. And then I came to a point of surrender. And it's that point of surrender that allowed me to explore outside my current world. And
Mm-mm.
then, yun, parang I joined this introductory session on hypnotherapy, and I was there to disprove it. Diba? Parang
Oh,
ako yung parang, no, it's not true. No, no, no. Ganun ako. And it so happened na I think I was asked to come in front, and the practitioner did something. It was like a hypnotherapy session. I said, "Oh, this is amazing. This is real." It changed how I feel, like suddenly, quickly, immediately. And I said, "There's something here." And then I okay, to make hababa na ako, my story is long. But to make the long story short, I started as a client,
okay.
as a client, as a patient, to address my own mental health issues. And ito
Mm-hmm.
talagang yung grabe yung change sa life ko. And I've seen it change my life. And then I learned it because I love learning, and I've seen it change other people's lives. But I was still in disbelief. Pero it's great. It's helping me. It's helping people. So why not embrace and accept this journey? So that's andito ako now. No regrets.
You told me a while ago, sabi mo, a lot of things changed when you did, kasi ang goal mo, actually, your intention is to disprove it. And then you
Yes,
saw some
I believe
changes.
it.
I think a lot. Can you be concrete? What changes happened after your transpersonal
As a
hypnotherapy?
patient, right?
You
You
as a
mean
patient.
as a client? No, well, I was suicidal before.
Mm.
I had depression. I had panic attack, anxiety. So after the sessions, parang ano siya, dahan-dahan nawawala. My suicide ideations gone. And then life parang nagkakulay. Life started na parang gray, white, dark, and then later on, it's colorful again. I feel alive again. And then it's really, it's shifted everything. Kasi I think I have shared earlier na dati I believe na I cannot afford to buy food for myself. And then now parang abundance is coming in and life is smooth and easy. And I feel connected to God, to love, to peace. So isn't that a lot? It's a
Yeah,
lot.
a
So it's
180-degree turn. Kasi from dark points of
oh
your
very
life,
dark.
naging very colorful. Wow.
Yeah. So dati before that darkness, medyo colorful naman siya. But I didn't really feel connected with other people. I didn't feel na I'm capable of loving people and I'm capable of receiving love from other people. But and then darkness came, and then after that, parang my heart opened, and it feels alive. Lali. It's I cannot explain.
You
I
felt
cannot explain.
alive.
You
Ah,
really have to experience that, and I think every one of us who have tried this process, you have your own story, and it has touched you in a certain way. Tapos I also pwede pa magkwento, ayan kasi
yes,
nasimulan na
yes.
ako.
We love anecdotes actually, especially to those people who are new to hypnotherapy.
Ano, so parang ang dami kong na-discover na trauma ko when I was a child.
Mm-hmm.
Parang ang dami ko palang basta ang dami kong na-miss sa buhay. So, like, well, it's not all beds of roses, Lali, you know? It's
Yeah.
not all happy. Kasi parang during the therapy, your world will change. Your world will be rocked. You can lose your identity. The life you used to live is not no longer the same.
Yes.
And
Kasi
you
aware
will
ka.
Yeah, and you'll question, who am I? Can I let
Yeah.
go of this or not? And fear will be there. So, pero, basta. Ask na lang. But I can be more specific about what I can share.
So, to those of you who are listening, you can ask specific questions about
Yes,
hypnotherapy to
ma'am.
Dr. Sarah, and she'll oblige and answer all your queries. So, you said that you felt alive. Is this, do you think, as a transpersonal hypnotherapy practitioner, ito ba yung sinasabi yung best gift that you've received from this modality or may iba pa? What's the best gift that this modality has given you?
Hmm. There are two words coming up actually. So, the first word is joy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Basta, hindi ko siya ma-explain. Kasi I've been inviting you, and I think I'll be saying the same thing to Karen. It's like, do you want to learn this? Do you want to do this? Because it's really a very joyful practice to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second word that came to me just now, parang ano siya, it taught me, ayan, I'm feeling that. It taught me the virtue of surrendering.
Mm.
Surrender.
Joy,
So,
surrender.
it's always in every practice in my personal life as a client, receiving that in my life, and when I have clients, for example, to
Mm-hmm.
always come to a point of surrender, because it's not about me here, it's
Yeah.
not about me only. So yon, to surrender and to trust, and isa yan, yung surrendering is a very very hard thing for me to do that eh.
Mm-mm.
And by the way, when we begin to surrender, that's where also we experience freedom.
True. Yes, yes. Okay, because I've told earlier that I've tried hypnotherapy. I've tried this healing modality 20, I think start of 2021 January, and it helped me
Mhm.
a lot with my healing journey. Actually, when you said na magigimbal yung mundo mo, it will really shake you because I've come to realize that most of my past hurts, naungkat siya, it came from my childhood. And yun din yung sinabi mo kanina. You've come to realize that a lot of your hurts came from your childhood.
Yeah.
And tama yung sinabi mo, it's freeing, it's surrender. Kasi at first, for you to get to that state, parang you really have to surrender.
Yes.
No, with my case, parang ito na I really have to heal. I just have to let go and let the expert do her thing. And Me, surrender na lang all the things that that's bothering me for me to heal. And it's freeing, sobra. Sobrang freeing.
Yes, it is freeing. So, di ba, yung point of surrender.
Yeah. I've come to realize before, I posted this quote just this morning. Sabi ko, dun sa quote, until you heal your past, your life patterns and relationships will continue to be the same. It's just the faces that change. And it was the same for me until nakita ko yung pattern when I had my sessions with Sarah. It's just recurring. Parang it's as if the past hurts, the traumas, parang ni-record ko siya and then nilagay ko siguro sa DVD to those who know kung ano yung DVD. And I've been repeating and repeating it again and again at ganun din nangyari sa life ko until I realized, oh my gosh, I have to stop kasi it has been playing. Parang the life pattern is just like that. And when I attended the sessions, a total freedom. Kasi parang I've come to realize, so this has been the ones that has been causing me pain and trauma. And now, it's time for me to let go. So yun yung sinasabi mong surrender. And for me,
Yeah.
freedom naman yung na-realize ko. So, you've talked about childhood traumas. I've talked about past from childhood. So, you will not be disclosing naman your other clients. But through this healing modality ba, most of the healing that takes place are hurts from childhood? Karamihan ba?
Yes, yes, yes. Because we all have our childhood experiences. And in when we're children, we're learning. We're creating our own beliefs about depending on what we're observing outside, depending on our experiences. And then we're vulnerable in so many ways. And then during childhood, especially below 7 years old, we are in this alpha theta state, and that is the programming stage. So just let that sink in. It's the programming stage. So,
0
how
to
we're
7.
programmed, yes, below 7. I'm saying below 7 because it can also be even during the time when our moms are still pregnant with us. I'll go back. Please remind me. I'd like to go back to that.
Okay,
So
okay.
yes. So what happened in our childhood? It's creating certain experiences that
Mm-hmm.
do not disappear. It follows us to our adulthood, and this can come up as several mental health symptoms and probably many more. So
Mm.
andun talaga siya sa childhood. It's really important to look at those years, look back to those years. Balikan ko yung ano, nasa loob ka ng, ano yun? Your mom is still pregnant because I had one of the sessions that I experienced as a client working on my issues. Wait, kwento ko ah. You wanna know what my
Okay.
issue? Kwento ko
Yes.
ha. Wala ko
So,
Facebook. Wala man akong, I don't have Facebook. So parang, I'm not gonna replay this and don't tell me what are they talking about me.
uh,
Okay lang. So, uh, I went to the therapist because there was a time na I was already actively doing therapy work. So parang my clients would say, "Oh, Sarah, thank you so much for helping me. It's really changed my life and all, etc." And alam mo, I wasn't happy. I began to feel jealousy.
oh,
Oh, hindi siya, it's not always like this. But there was a point na parang, oh, I'm not happy. So parang I'm jealous. So there's a part of me that would intentionally sabotage the session. Right? Parang kasi pag magsasabi siya na, oh, I feel, it didn't last long. Don't worry. Pero it happens. I felt like I'm jealous that she's happy. Her life is freeing. And how about me? There was a time that I questioned that.
oh,
Yeah. But not the
okay.
entire career that I was doing
At the
therapy.
start. Okay.
Not start, parang middle. Parang gawin siya parang biglaan. Like, wow.
Okay.
Oo, 'di ba? So parang ano siya, may conflict sa loob ko. So I went to the therapist. Tapos I was regressed back actually sa inside my mom's womb, like how it started. So I felt my mom's emotion, my mom and my dad, how's their relationship. So when that energy, and when I knew about it and what that energy was released, then immediately gone. I'm back to being myself. I'm happy doing this work, happy for my clients, happy for the success of my clients and mine as well, looking at what's happening. Uh, Yun. So that's an example.
So
Of
even before you were born,
Yeah.
whatever your mommy's feeling while in your
Yes.
kahit nasa womb ka pa lang, it will affect you.
From my experience, from the literature I have read, I'd say consider that there's a yes there. I will not conclude na parang ito talaga, ito talaga. But there's a
Mm.
yes. Kasi, like, if the mother is happy, well cared by the husband, when ganon, so, yung mood ng baby, masaya din. Yung parang, I am expected, I am wanted,
Yeah.
I am desired, I am planned.
Mm.
'Pag na-feel na minsan plan naman pero hindi maiwasan na may away, na may conflict, so the baby inside tends to blame herself.
Oh, for existence. For her existence.
Yeah, na siguro
Oh.
like I'm the reason why my mom is in a very inconvenient space right now. Particularly especially the mom in relation to the partner. So yeah, for me personally, that's my experience, and not just mine. I've seen that several times as well in my clients, and the literature says so as well. So it can go really early.
Even before you are born. Oh my. So, parang in hypnotherapy, you are delving into the root cause.
Yes, root
Talaga.
cause.
Parang pupuntahan mo talaga yon and you're really, parang i-experience mo ulit. Is it, parang ba,
Yes,
ah, may trauma ka na pero babalikan mo yung trauma mo to make peace with it?
you're very right, Lali. You're very right. Exactly. Very right. Para siyang, yes, to make peace with it and energetically intervene doon.
Mm.
Kasi sa timeline, you cannot really like go back physically, but energetically, you can make an intervention. And when you go back to that experience, mag-iiba na perspective mo because it's coming from a space, it's coming from a perspective sa sa'yo, like you're adult ka na. May
Yeah.
support system ka na. Mas marami ka ng knowing and experiences. So when you look back to your past, it's coming from a more loving, compassionate, knowledgeable space.
Okay, I'll give
And then,
an example. Concrete
oo.
example later. Sige, you finish muna yan.
Oo, tapos mas makikita mo yung kasi nung nangyari yung trauma, you see your perspective only. But if you
Yeah.
look back to your trauma, makikita mo yung ano yung perspective ng ibang tao in that event, what's going on.
Mm.
And yun, yeah, so it's different. May
Okay.
mamamula ano ng entire process. Okay, yeah, yes,
Okay.
let's go ahead. I
Can I share
actually
my
hearing
experience?
from
Kasi nung sinabi na you will go back to your trauma, maybe I can share kasi I cannot share naman others' experiences. I know some experiences of my friends, pero I'll share my own. During one of my sessions with Sarah, I went back, or I was feeling ano kasi, I want to heal yung feeling of inadequacy, that I am not enough, I am not loved. And then the vision or visual that I saw was a little me, 4-year-old me. I saw it. And then parang hindi ko rin alam how I was able to go there, but I was there. I saw myself, and then nakita ko how I was bullied as a kid by the people who are close to me. And then I was able to understand na at a young age, yung perspective ko, I was being bullied. Pero now that I'm seeing it from an adult point of view, ano lang pala yon, laro-laro.
oh yeah.
Parang like, it's just teasing pala because but my 4-year-olds cannot distinguish it. Parang for me, I'm being bullied, pero it's just teasing lang pala. And then I was able to make peace with it kasi I was able to talk to the 5-year-old me and tell her, you are loved, you are
Mm.
enough. And I was able to make peace with that. And
Yeah.
huge change. Ano pa rin ako, nagugulantang pa rin ako, even now that I'm recalling that. But it happened through your help. And sinabi nga ni Sarah kanina, the healer is within you. Because during the
Yes.
session, Sarah will guide you, but if you surrender, it will be up to you to go to that space and to make peace with whatever trauma or hurt are you feeling.
Yeah. So yung
Ah,
mangyayari is like I'll I'll help you enter that space in your
yeah.
mind, and when you're there, ah, you do the work.
Pero are there cases that people will have a hard time going to that space? Ano yung
Yes.
pwedeng mangyari?
Yes, there are cases na people will are having a hard time going to that space. So pag ganon, then personally I'd have to respect that.
So, hindi ba lahat?
Meaning,
Not all will be able to go to that space.
uh, kung ipipilit, pwede. But
Okay.
from my end, I'd like to respect na you take the lead. Ikaw,
Mm,
kasi kung ready ka na, when you know it's time, mas madali siya. Walang pinipilit, walang namimilit, natural yung flow. Pag hindi
mm,
pa ready, we can do sessions like counseling, coaching, just to
okay.
give some clarity. So that's where I will ask more questions to really get down to the main point. Yon.
Mm.
Tapos usually may mga homework, if yun, yun. Pag nagho-homework na, so alam na parang, not that time to get to that space yet.
Okay. So not everyone will go. So you have to really dig deeper. May additional homework, meaning parang you really have to be ready for you to go into that space of healing.
O if you're ready to create change na sa life mo, parang ma-feel mo na nga, this is it na, it's time for me to create change in my life. Ready na akong i-let go. Kasi malalaman mo naman siya, Karen, because, ay Karen, sorry, Lali.
It's okay.
Dito talaga. Okay. Malalaman mo naman siya. Oh, nasanay tuloy ako. Pag ganun. Malalaman mo siya kasi, Lali, kasi pag kung ano yung nagsusurface na theme sa life mo, na triggers.
I am.
Make sense? So, ano yung trigger na always, ano yun ang Tagalog nun? It's surfacing in your life. Yan yung bigyan natin ng attention kasi there's a big possibility that we're ready to do that work.
So, in a way, I'll go back. You are your own healer. So,
Yeah.
ikaw rin magsasabi pala to your triggers kung ano yung
Yes.
kailangan mong unahin.
Yes, because life is also life is the big school, therapy school. If we pay attention to life, actually yan yung therapist, that's your therapist kasi kung saan ka na stress, saan ka na trigger, yun yung life would like you to look at that part of your life ngayon. Is there
Mm.
anything that's coming out for you? If not, I'll share. I mean, if you're not ready to
Yeah. So, yeah,
to
share.
just or I can. Okay. So
Go and
recently what's popping up for me is I think it's months or weeks. Pabalik-balik yung question na how can I forgive myself?
mm.
And these are things that I have done like in the super past.
Before that.
Super past years. Pero the question of the thought of forgiving myself hindi siya lumabas. Pero right now theme siya, palagi siyang parang the moment I wake up, I'm ready to forgive myself. The question is how can I begin to forgive myself? What does forgiving myself mean? So this is for me, if I listen to my triggers and to life, this is the theme that I can work on and I'm ready to work on. And may sagot
Mm.
ako sa
Ano?
forgiveness. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And sa akin, the insight I got, I've not taken action yet, but the insight I got is Actually, parang like I got an insight for myself na actually forgiving yourself, you don't have to go directly to forgiving yourself. Why don't you begin with accepting yourself
Self-acceptance first. Okay.
with what you've done? So like
Mm,
accept dyan muna. And then that the forgiving part will be like the step two of the ladder.
okay. That's beautiful. Mm-mm.
Accept, understand, and then the forgiveness. Pero hindi ko pa siya tina-take action yung accept. That's a lot of work. So yon,
Ah,
that's the theme that's coming out. So for everyone watching, ano yung life theme na anong Tagalog mo? Anong diba? Arising in your experience
surface
right now, yes, resurfacing, yan yung ready. Ready ka na
to
pagtuunan ng
tackle.
yeah.
So we really have to be mindful.
Yes, be mindful. Really be
What's ever
mindful.
stressing us out, these are triggers
Yeah.
that telling us, oh, you have to work on this. You have to focus on this. Okay.
Ah, 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 uh, yeah. Like, I'll just change the word have kasi parang siyang pressure.
Mm.
Like it's time. Like darling, lali, look at this. Like it's really
Okay.
more of that gentle thing.
Gentle get
Darling,
up.
yeah,
Yeah.
you have may sugat ka dito. May sugat ka dito sa dito, parang invisible energy. You have a wound here. Take a look at this.
Okay.
It's really more of like that.
So, di ba may mga triggers, may mga susulpot. For people who have pains and hurts and traumas, actually, it's very difficult to ask for help.
Yeah.
Kasi, sinabi mo, first thing to do is self-acceptance. Yun palang mahirap na, di ba?
Yes.
So, I think,
Some parts of us
yeah,
mahirap
for
accept.
not all of us will be able to go to that point agad. Not to accept that there's pain, there's hurt, there's trauma, there are triggers. So, ano yung pwedeng gawin? So, first is to be mindful. But how can someone ask for help from a specialist, from a doctor, from a therapist like you? Papaano kami magkaka-courage? Kasi it's hard to go from point A to point B if you're
In
hurt.
your in your case, Lali, what was your turning point?
Ako, I'm fed up na. I was
Oh,
fed up
ganon.
what is happening. And ano na, parang, tama na, ayoko na. Parang I really had to, parang pagod na ako feeling things because I felt stuck. Yun yung ano ko, the first thing that I felt, yun yung feeling ko. That's why I sought for help. I felt stuck. And then, I was introduced to you. Ako lang, sabi ko, it's January. It's start of the year. It's my birth month. This is my gift for myself to heal. And I don't know anything about hypnotherapy. I was just open. I just don't want to feel the bad feeling anymore, being stuck and whatnot. So yun. So for others, mag-work din yun? Can other people really get fed up ng kagaya ko or may process ang ginagawa for you to really have the courage to ask for help? Because it's difficult for some people.
Is it? Is it? Is it difficult? Kasi in your case, you're fed up. Like,
Yeah.
ano ba? Did I ask? Oh, mine was a point of surrender. Uh, Kasi before, I would understand, Lali, no, if people would not ask for help. Kasi dati, ayoko din mag-ask ng help.
Yeah. Me
Kasi I'm like,
too.
oh, di ba? Parang I'm strong, tapos
Yeah,
kaya
yeah.
naman,
Kaya nga
kaya
eh.
naman. Tapos so parang it's really, tapos 'di ba magbabayad ka. So parang sa ko like, hello, hinahati ko nga ang kanin ko and then magbabayad ako. And I was like, before I was not seeking for therapy muna, but I know some therapist friends and she was like, and I asked, so how much do you charge? And she was like confidently saying, this is the person. I'm like, oh, like, really? So it's parang why would I pay? 'Di ba? As an OFW, ipadala ko na lang sa Pinas, pangkain pa nila, bigas pa nila 'yon. So 'yun nga, I wouldn't ask. for help. Pero teka lang, yun nga, it's a point of surrender. For me, it's really a learning na parang I really surrendered and open to help. Paano ba? I would siguro honor your own journey. That's what I would say.
Ah,
If
yes. That's
hindi pa
beautiful.
ready, yeah, kung hindi ready, hindi ready, 'di
Yeah.
ba? Kasi ikaw naman makakaalam when it's time. And then if you see someone as a practitioner, a therapist where sa ganito na lang siguro Lali, I'll give them information idea if they can if they can go for a session to this therapist.
Ah, yeah.
Could be me or somebody else. So and you can add more. Lali no, like what made you decide na okay, so I wanna do it with Sarah or somebody else. Personally, for me, it's important na I can trust the person,
Yes, yes.
the practitioner, however. Second, I feel calm. Like
Oh,
when you're talking to this person, there's a sense of calm, no,
yes.
and trust. Tapos, you can be vulnerable without being judged
Mm.
ng practitioner. Tapos ano pa ba? Important, safe. You feel safe.
Yes. Safe space. Yeah,
Safe
true.
space siya. So when you meet someone, a practitioner with the tools and you feel this, baka ito na yung sagot sa inyong mga panalangin. So
So,
action na lang ang kulang.
yes.
And how about you, Lali? What do you think? What tip? Ako talaga nag-interview.
Yeah,
What
it's
tip?
okay. So,
Can you get? Can you
okay. This is a conversation. So, hindi lang siya
Oo,
interview.
hindi ko nakita
Conversation.
yung FB. So, naku, kinakabutan ako. Um, what tip can you give to other people na ito na nga, it's time for them to reach out?
I'll reiterate first your tips. So, first sabi ni Sarah is readiness. Your readiness.
Sinabi
You
ko ba?
have
Oo,
to,
siguro.
readiness. You have to be calm. You have
Na
to
ma-feel
find
mo
yung
yung,
calm, feeling yung calm dun sa person whom you're seeking
yeah,
help to. And you can
yeah,
be vulnerable to that person,
feel
right?
safe.
And you have to feel safe to that. Feel
Tapos
safe.
yung feeling mo you can trust this
You can.
person.
So, ang
Tama
laking
ba?
bagay, yung feeling mo that this person can be trusted. That all, kasi you'll be pouring your heart out, all your vulnerabilities, your pains, your traumas, everything, para kang maghuhubad actually. Kasi
Yes.
usually this our traumas, our hurts, hindi siya alam ng ibang tao. 'Di ba? And you will be pouring everything to that person. So, ang laki nga talagang bagay that this is someone that you can trust. For me, actually, bukod sa sinabi ko that I was fed up, actually, it came to me as a gift tala, first. I was feeling fed up and then parang may Santa Claus na sinabi, this is my Christmas gift to you, my ate said. And then that's why I went to hypnotherapy. I was already feeling something na I don't want to do this anymore. Pero wala akong means. I don't know I haven't had any therapy sessions. And then it came as a gift. Siguro yun, may ready nagbigay sa akin. So,
So,
pero ready rin ako. I would like to, to second the one that you said. Readiness for you to,
yeah.
to go to
Kasi
that.
pag ready ka, diyan mag-o-open tsaka readiness, point of surrender, yan yung mag-o-open na may mga mami-meet kang tao or in your case, your
True.
ate gave you a gift. Tapos like in my case, like someone gave me this parang something to read na parang mas namulat ako and alam mo yung like people come, parang ang timing, yon.
Di ba may
So
quote when the student, ano yun? Tama ba
when
yung
the
pagka?
student is
Is
ready,
ready, the
the teacher
teacher
will.
will. Ayun.
Correct. Ayan,
Tama, di ba?
tama.
So ako, I was ready.
Yes.
Up na, siguro yung lessons na tinitake ko pa ulit-ulit, hindi na ako natututo. So I need a teacher for me to teach me something new. So you
Tama.
came, my ate came. Readiness,
Yes.
tama, kasi di ba, healing is not linear. So, sabi mo rin kanina, not all people will be able to go to that space. So, mahirap yung pilit. So, if you're
Mahirap.
not ready, you will not be able to go to that space talaga na
Ah, okay. not yet.
Tama ba?
I would say,
Not yet?
and not yet. And kasi like Lali, in the subconscious mind, pwede naman if you want to feel good, pwede naman, we
Pwede
can do
din.
that.
Okay.
Feel good, chill, chill tayo.
Okay
Uh,
lang.
limot-limot ng mga gustong ikalimot, pwede. We can do that because the
Okay.
subconscious mind is so deep. Parang ganito.
All right, all right. Ayan,
If
thank
we
you for
touch this,
clarifying.
if you touch the surface, ibang effect niya. But if you go deep,
Oh, okay.
and usually, in what I do, I like to do shadow work.
Hmm.
So,
Shadow
pwede
work.
naman hindi tayo mag-shadow work, parang chill work tayo. Pwede naman, we can do that. Pero like in shadow work, kasi mauungkat yung root cause. And these
Yeah.
are the things that we refuse to look at dati, at a certain point in our lives, or hindi pa tayo ready na tingnan yun. And it can be dark and murky, and we don't want to look at it. The point is, when you work with me, what we had was, well, and you were ready to look at that, but it's a
Mm.
shadow. It's something na hindi siya, di ba, parang re-traumatize nga.
Yeah, yeah.
The question is, are you ready to look at that or not? Kung hindi, pwede naman. So parang you'll come to the session to feel good. Feel good,
Okay.
tapos uulit na naman, uulit at uulit.
Yeah.
Pero hindi naman feel good. Basta
So,
ulit
and
na
if
naman.
we really go to the root cause, uulit lang ng uulit.
Uulit siya. Sa root cause kasi, you came in as this person, you come out as a different person.
Yes, yes, true. Oo, I've experienced that.
Yes, may mag-iiba. So,
Mm-mm.
depende nasa I do have clients na gusto chill chill ganon. Parang just make me feel good. Let's not go, I don't want to see the root cause. I don't want to see the source of my trauma. Just make me feel good. Eh, pwede naman pero hindi gano'n kaano yung transformation.
Mm-mm.
So,
Alright. Thank
mhm.
you, Sarah, for telling us all the yung mga tips to consider in seeking help. So, it's really important to seek help kasi why? Can you complete that sentence?
Kasi parang ako din yung parang ako mismo, Lali, parang it's did I tell you to seek help? I mean, it's I wouldn't, it's not
Kasi
something na I'll
already
tell you to seek help.
mm,
No. Usually, parang may gut feeling yan eh. Kasi, like, sometimes, I went to a healing island. Ano ba sabihin? Kasi yung parang isang island dito, parang sikat siya for healing modalities.
mm,
What happened was, I was talking to a friend, uh, just a bit of what I do, just a little bit. And then someone heard me, naglalaro siya ng chess. Someone heard me from, yeah, naglaro siya ng chess. And then he heard me. I wasn't talking to them. Tapos, nag-click sa kanya. So he came now, I heard what you said and I think I need that.
oh, just by overhearing what you're saying.
Yes. It's usually like that. It's
Ah,
usually like that. They overheard that, oh, okay. And then he did book a session and then we had a session and then like 8 months after the session, he messaged me 8 months. Parang na-tense ako kasi ano yun kasi from UK, ibang bansa. So parang
mm.
tama ba yung English? Junior, na nosebleed ako sa English. May message me after 8 months after the session, tapos sabi niya na parang his life changed after our session. And he's very grateful. Tapos now, he knows what to do with his life and he is working on becoming a meditation teacher and being a therapist.
Wow! Full
Oo.
circle. Parang katulad sa'yo. From
Yeah.
client to now being a practitioner, a healer as
Yes.
well.
Yes. He did
Ay,
message.
wow!
And that's after 8 months. 8 months of silence. Diba? He went back to his country, 8 months of silence. Tapos on the 8th month, yun minessage niya. So parang, na ano naman ako. Nag-iba daw na ano niya, basta namulat siya, ganun yung pagkakaintindi ko sa English niya. So, it's not like you have English yun eh, di ba? Yung iba pa naman accent nun. So, going back to seeking help, it's not something really I would say,
Mm-mm.
oh, like you have to seek help. But
Yeah.
right now in our conversation, like there can be people listening to this recording, listening to you, Lali, your story, and then ma-feel nila yung parang "Wait lang, tinamaan ang puso ko, parang relate ako dun ah."
Yeah.
So they will know inside them na this is the prayer, na this is something that they've always prayed for, and it's an answered prayer for them. So
True.
it can happen, it can really happen like that. It's usually medyo, oo, medyo ganun siya. Because I don't have Facebook, I don't have social media, I don't have Facebook account. So it's usually like I'll mention something, somebody heard it and say, I need that. I think you can help me with that. I want to try that. And then it's usually like working for them.
Okay. For other people's information, before mag-share ulit ako with my
Go,
one of
go,
my
go.
sessions with Sarah. Actually, I had bouts of depression before and anxiety. And I went to a psychiatrist. I had meds and then gumaling ako. Pero I really don't know the cause, what happened. Kasi hindi rin sa akin nasabi ng psychiatrist what really happened, why I underwent that dark episode in my life. And through hypnotherapy, I was able to unravel. I was able to, sabi nga ni Sarah, re-traumatize myself to really go to the root cause. What happened? For me, para ayoko na kasing maranasan. It's very painful, very dark. And naliwanagan ako. I was really enlightened. Kaya pala. So this is what happened. Actually, the sessions were tiring. Pero you come out of it a different person talaga. It's very,
It's timing. It is. It
yeah.
is.
Sabi nga ni Ate Karen from one of her interviews with you, it's freeing. And that's what I felt. Freedom. Surrender first while you're going through the process. And then after that, because you surrendered, you'll get freedom. Actually, hindi naman
Another,
mawawala.
ano
Yes,
yan?
yes, yes.
Sorry, I did
Sige,
cut
ikaw
you.
muna.
I did cut you. You were saying something.
Yes, parang sabi ko, marami pa rin magre-resurface kasi it's like you're opening Pandora's box.
Exact.
Kasi triggers will
Exact.
come out. So you
Yeah.
really have to be ready to tackle that para hindi namang maulit. And it takes, hindi lang siya uh, hypnotherapy, hindi lang ibig sabihin you tackle that for one time tapos na. It's really a day-to-day work pa rin on your part, di ba,
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes. Yes. It's a lot of work. And what
Mm-mm.
I wanted to say, what like in my sessions as a recipient, I don't know if you felt that toward me. For me, I had this like love hate relationship with my like therapist, kasi parang bakit mo ako ano pina-experience ng trauma ulit. Parang ganun. Parang I didn't want to see this. So parang two
Yeah.
weeks yun, after the session, parang 2 weeks akong talaga, nangyari sa akin 'to, parang why do I have to see this again? Pero after that, after you go through that, parang life is going to be different. It's changed and parang mas maganda yung buhay. So parang I'm grateful to the practitioner. Pero parang in the process na parang hirap naman ako nito. So this can happen. It's not all a bed of
Yes,
roses.
that's true.
Mm. Did
Kasi
they have
mahirap.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do Jen, are there questions from our viewers? Do you have other questions for Sarah regarding transpersonal hypnotherapy? Feel free to ask your questions and send in your comments. Sa ngayon, wala pa. Pero Sarah, I've talked about my sessions with you. To all our viewers, you can now book a free 30-minute discovery call with Sarah, Dr. Sarah Racal, via online healing community. Can you tell us more about this discovery call, this discovery session?
For discovery call, many things can happen. It
Mhm.
can range from giving you more information, and you can ask questions and I can answer and I can ask you questions, etc. And also you can get a feel as to how we're going to work together. If you can trust me, you feel calm, you feel safe, You can be vulnerable. So that's an opportunity for you. There are cases that happen na in the free discovery session, nare-resolve na.
Yes, that totoo yun sa akin. Parang 30
Yeah,
minutes pa lang, I was just nag I was just talking about Sarah about this and that hindi ko pa alam what my issues talaga are. And then Sarah said, alam mo ba why you're doing this? Because of this. Nakuha niya kagad yung root cause of the things that I'm doing. So, ano pa yun, hindi pa nagsastart yung session. So, I think
yeah.
others can experience that as well.
Actually, from my end, Lala, I can see the root cause.
Hmm. Oh,
I can
which
see, yeah,
talaga? Even na ano siya, what do you call this? Kasi call lang siya. You cannot see, usually nga hindi pa video call ba usually yung call na ginagawa mo?
video call. I prefer
Pero
video.
you can feel what the other person
Yes,
is.
from experience, yes, I can. That's the challenge. However, if possible, from my end, is not to say it directly. I'd
Okay.
have I'd have to create a customized session in a way that you can see it yourself.
Alright. Ah, okay. I'll reiterate that. Sarah will make a way for you to see it for yourself. Because
That
with most of
yeah,
Sarah's sessions, what she does is, sa experience ko, i-share ko lang Sarah, it's empowering kasi although Sarah is the one guiding, you will feel empowered kasi hindi niya sa'yo sasabihin. She will just guide you, but all the insights of what happened, kung ano man yung mapuntahan mo, and then ano yung realization mo, it will all come from you. Parang, yun nga, pinapatunayan mo lang na you are your own healer talaga. It's just
yes,
an
yes,
expert is there guiding you through the process, and that is Dr. Sarah Racal. In my case, in a lot of my friends' case, kasi she's been my therapist and their therapist. All right.
so
I
nasa
hope.
sayo siya, nasa sayo siya. So this one, I really encourage them. Ito yung discovery session. I encourage them if this interview hits a nerve and inspires you, go for it. Go for it. One of the reasons that I'm out here right now kasi during my time in my crisis wala akong mapuntahan, wala akong alam, wala pa si OHC.
Yeah.
Wala pang OHC, where will I go? So I felt like at that point sabi ko when I resolve my mental health issue, I'll ka- I'll I'll make it to a point na I'll come out or I'll bring people kasi hindi pa ako nag-come out before. I'll connect people to practitioners para may options, di ba? So here, grab this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
True.
grab
It has a lot of people. It has helped me. I can vouch for Sarah, everyone. It has
encouraging
really.
Lani to be a practitioner herself. So she's like,
I don't know pa.
siya na pressure. So I should still consider. And Karen as well because you can. You can. And it's amazing. It's a different level.
So parang Sarah, you're saying, if you're looking for a sign, this is it. You can book a
Yes,
you can
yes,
book a
yes.
30-minute discovery call with Sarah. And then from there, sabi nga niya, you'll feel if the two of you can work together in your healing journey because she has
Yes.
helped me, she has helped a lot, and this is
Yeah.
your opportunity, yeah, to start your healing journey, whatever you're going through.
Yeah.
Right.
If I may, Lali, pwede pa magkwento.
Yes.
May nakikita ako.
Sure, sure. We have time pa. May time.
Like, there's also, I had a, pwede pa magkwento. I worked with someone then, first na-work ko dati. Ngayon, she's an inner journey facility, facilitator. So, she has this, gumawa siya ng parang ah, bungalow, parang clinic, pero bahay kubo siya. And people
Okay.
can stay and do their inner journey doon.
Oy,
Diba,
wow.
it's amazing how her life has actually shifted, transformed, and now she's just doing that work to other people. So ang ganda. Like, I think we worked with, paano, what, nakalimutan ko na. Na-delete na siya sa memory ko. So, pero ganon. It's very inspiring. So, why not? Why not?
Yeah.
Yan.
Ayun nga. Again, if you're looking for a sign to start
This is
healing, this is it. Okay. So for people who are listening and watching, we have a few minutes left. What are your parting words for everyone, Sarah? What can
uh, walang question so far.
Ngayon wala
Wala,
pang
wala.
question. Yeah, kaya ako yung nagtanong mga questions a while ago. So far, wala pang
Oh,
question.
parting na ba tayo? Char. Sabi parang, kanina I was so nervous. We were starting. And ngayon parang, parting na ba?
Oo, ako rin,
Oh,
hindi kinakabahan. Oh, we're
nervous
here.
naman. Uh, ayan. Wala. I'm just waiting if they will have questions or anything.
You can still ask questions. Sarah, Dr. Sarah is still here.
Parang hinintay talaga, waiting. Kasi parting words. Parang, bye-bye na ba? Um, anything else? And ang uso pala ngayon, chika muna, ang
Yeah,
uso ngayon, I have observed, no? Especially
yeah.
after the COVID-19 crisis after talaga. Pero parang, like after that
Yes,
peak of the
yes.
crisis, the theme ngayon na parang people are kind of looking for is manifesting. How to
True.
create their lives na in a way na
Yeah.
gusto nila, how to manifest. Parang yun yung parang common na 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 theme ngayon with the clients I'm working with, majority, doon sila
Mhm.
sa manifesting. So parang nag-iiba din yung recreating their lives kasi marami ng mga realizations during the COVID-19 crisis, many things happen. So now is an opportunity for them na parang to start anew, to recreate their lives and to manifest what it is that they want. So but that's a different another journey as well.
Ah, yes. I-share ko lang. Sabi mo, a lot of people are manifesting. In one of my session, ito yung natandaan ko. Through, itong phrase na to, nakuha ko siya after the hypnotherapy session. I have everything I need to create the
Yes.
life I want. Yun yung mismong
Yes.
message after one of your sessions. Kaya, it rings to me yung sinabi mong manifesting kasi totoo yan.
Yeah.
Kasi
And
di
then
ba,
you got that message like from inside you. You read it somewhere else.
after the session, sa
From
hypnotherapy session, yeah. Na,
oh, that's
talagang
amazing.
nung sinabi yung manifesting, kasi totoo siya. Kasi after you're free, what else can you do? You can do anything na, di ba? Parang ganun yung feeling. So,
That's
ayun.
that's true.
Ayun, thank you from Nancy.
And
Thank you,
that's
Dr. Sarah. Very enlightening sharing. Thank you, Nancy, for joining this conversation.
thank you. Pag mga ganito-ganito ba, gusto ko raw mga chika pa more, pero ano lang, tayo-tayo lang. Wala yung public. Diba? I like chika. Pero kung Nancy, kumusta ka? Taga saan ka? Oo. Di ba?
Miss Nancy, taga saan ka daw?
Taga saan
Ayan.
ka?
Hindi pa siya nagme-message. Miss Nancy,
Ah,
where are you from? Because Sarah is joining us from Thailand. I'm joining you from Singapore. Jen is joining us from the Philippines. Wow, international tayo. Ayun. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you very much for your, sabi nga ni Nancy, very enlightening sharing. Actually, siguro, a lot of people saw this as a sign for them to start their healing journey. So I want everyone to, I hope you can grab the opportunity to have the discovery call with Sarah, or you can also book transpersonal hypnotherapy session with her, so you
eight
can
na.
start the journey with her. Ayan.
Sa
Wala.
discovery muna para doon
Ano
talaga ako
yun?
na sa discovery muna para ano.
Yes. Kaya nga after the discovery session, saka nila malalaman if they're ready to do the transpersonal hypnotherapy session. Ayan,
Hi from
Nancy
Cebu.
from
Hi
Cebu.
from Cebu.
Thank you,
Visayas,
Nancy.
Nancy. Kasi I'd recommend na go for the discovery muna. This work personally for me and I also for the client is very important.
Yeah.
Like very important. this is parang ano siya, this is like a masterpiece, a work of art. So when you're in front of me and whatever experience that we're going to share, that's holy. That's sacred for me. So kung magse-session man tayo after the discovery, yun yung from a point na alam mo yung pinag-isipan, this is it. Kasi pag testing siya lali, hindi. It's not working at all. I so know
Mhm.
that. Trial and error, it's not working. So the
So really,
intention
yeah,
matters.
yes, yes. Your
Uh,
intention to heal and for you to surrender to the healing journey through the transpersonal hypnotherapy session. Yeah.
oo, kasama na yung
Ah,
dasal, your
yes.
prayers, lahat na intercession, yun, kasama na din yun siya. Yes,
Ay,
that's it.
sayang. I hope we have a lot of time, pero our time is up. Tapos na yung 1 hour. Akalain mo yun, Sarah, kanina. We're, anticipating pa
Happy
how the
bitin.
conversation will happen. Pero we're at the end of our conversation. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in, and to our future viewers who will see this after this live stream on Facebook. Thank you, Sarah, for your time. Thank you for sharing your
Salamat,
stories and for
Lynn.
inspiring us. And personally, I really want to thank you for being instrumental in my healing journey and for helping my friends as well. Kasi I've just what I've said, ang dami kong friends na ni-recommend kay Sarah. Thank you for being instrumental in our healing journey. So everyone,
Anytime.
thank you. Goodbye for now, everyone.
Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye.